Last time we were with the verbs. Now back to the nouns, basically to explain the changes of the vowel, so that you will not be surprised that why are these vowels, when they are formed into plurals, when they become plural, or form their make their plural form, the vowel changes, or the vowel is adjusted. So there is an explanation for it. So a little review, 8.1 here. In lesson number 3, you learn 4 characteristics of Hebrew syllables. A syllable may not begin with a vowel. Okay, it's already said before. And there are open syllables. For example, sha, made up of consonant plus the a vowel, is an open syllable. And there are also closed syllables. For example, lah, made of a consonant plus a vowel plus a consonant. Or sometimes it's called a C, V, C. The other one is C, V. C, V is consonant, vowel. C, V, C, consonant, vowel, consonant. Consonant, vowel is open syllable. The consonant, vowel, consonant is a closed syllable. And the last syllable is usually the accented syllable, the one that you give a stress or emphasis. And if there are exceptions, I told you that you should pronounce this and rather than that. So, but basically, all Hebrew nouns and words are accented on the last syllable, or on the last syllable. Okay, so that's a review. 8.2, syllables can be defined in relation to the accent. So, and there are 3 positioning of the syllables. A tonic syllable is accented. A pretonic syllable is 1 syllable before the accent. A propratonic syllable is 2 syllables before the accent. Now, don't tell me this is another IATF multiplication of names. NCR plus or ECQ1, ECQ2. No? This is common in the Hebrew noun or Hebrew word. Now, let me explain. Now, this is the word, the noun, devarim. Okay. Devarim. This is the plural of the bar. The var is devarim. Now, the tonic, the accent is in the rim, devarim. Okay, so that's the tonic. That's the tonic syllable, accented. Now, 1 syllable before the accent is called pretonic. Okay, before the accent, pretonic. And 2 syllables before the accent is called propratonic. So, where is the pretonic here? Is ba or va, sorry. And propratonic is de. So, devarim, devarim, that's the tone. Now, the va there is the pretonic, and the de there is the propratonic. So, a pretonic syllable is 1 syllable before the accent. A propratonic syllable is 2 syllables before the accent. Sometimes, there are only 2 syllables, so there is no propratonic. If there are only 2 syllables, no propratonic. So, very rare that you will have 4 or 5 syllables in Hebrew. Maximum, most of the time, maximum is 3 syllables. Rare that you have more than 3 syllables. Common is 2 syllables, and also there are many 1-syllabic words. So, simple syllabification. So, remember the terms there. Just like the NCR plus, Babel, all these terminologies. So, the one with a tone, this is one with the accent is the tonic syllable. Then next, the syllable before the accent is pretonic, and two syllables before the accent is propratonic. It's very important because I will use it. We will use them for the description of the changing of the vowels. Okay. Now this is now syllables in which various vowels occur. 8.3. Long vowels occur in an open syllable. For example, holem vav in olam. Okay. Olam, okay, is an open syllable, long vowel, because this is a long vowel. Okay. Olam. A close accented syllable, for example, holem vav. So you have achoth. Okay. Sorry, achoth. Choth. That's a closed syllable. Holem vav with the tab there is choth. Achoth means sister is a closed syllable. So you have a long vowel, an open long vowel, but a closed long vowel with it. Now 8.4, medium vowels occur in pretonic open syllable. For example, pretonic, okay, pretonic. So this is the var, okay, this is the tonic, the tonic, then this is the pretonic, second to the tonic. So the var, this is open syllable, okay, the var. Pretonic open syllable is one, the var. A close accented syllable, for example, the second, var. It's closed with accent, var, because that's the tone, var. So, okay, so variations of the syllables. There are also short syllables. Short vowels occur in an open accented syllables. For example, the first in naar. Okay. Open accented syllables. This one is accented, no? Naar. Naar. Oh, sorry. Naar. Naar. This is one. The blue one is accented. Naar. Meaning young boy. Naar. Meaning is an open and accented. Open, na, as an open, and accented. Na, and r. So this is an exemption from the last syllable as the one with a tone. Closed syllables, for example, the second patak. A closed and accented syllable usually has a short vowel. So where is the closed and accented? The R. So na is the open accented, R is the closed and accented. Now, these are terms, but once they are put into action, I will remind you of these terms. We'll just going through them so that you will not be surprised what are these terms. 8.6, very short vowels occur in open propratonic syllables in nouns and verbs. For example, devarim and ketaltem, that's the verb. Open propratonic syllable, devarim. Okay, that's the propratonic syllable here, the de, and it is very short because it is shewa. Okay? Devarim, so very short, no accent. The accent is the rim. Okay? But this is a very short vowel, open propratonic. Or ketaltem, zekartem. You remember, or you have remembered the translation that you had in the assignment. You have remembered. Zekartem. So the Z there is very short vowel, propratonic syllable. And then you have a open pretonic syllable in verbs. Open pretonic. This is the pretonic, second to the last. So, katela, open, kate is open, no? Open syllable, and pretonic. Kate, katela. The accent is here, la, but then second to the accent is the te, which is a with a shawa and open syllable. So, pretonic syllable, very short vowel. Vowels that do not reduce to shiwa or shiba. There are two kinds of vowels that will not reduce to shiwa. The long vowels and vowels in closed syllables. These are just reminders that I will go back later. Vowels that reduce to shiwa, because in nouns, the vowels kamets and sere in open propratonic syllables. For example, now notice the word in Hebrew is davar. Okay. Davar. Now, when it becomes plural, it is devarim. Notice the change of vowels. Okay. The vowels kamets becomes shewa, and the vowel kamets and becomes short. It becomes shewa in an open propratonic syllable. Open, de is open, propratonic, and therefore that is then reduced to shewa. The vowel chere in an open pretonic syllable, if no reduction, of course, in the propratonic syllables. For example, the holem verb being long cannot reduce. For example, this is the verb zuker. Now, plural of zuker is zukerim. No change at all except the pretonic syllable because it is long. So you have ke there instead of sere, the sere. So and so forth and so on. Now let's now put the rules to work. This is more important. I will refer back to those things when there are questions because it's better to see them in action. Okay. Now, I will go to the common example. This one. Okay. Let's go first one. The plural of davar. The plural of davar is when the we learned before that you add im as a plural, im. However, it's as simple as just adding im because you have already long vowels there and open syllable. So what you do is to reduce the vowels so that the var then becomes devarim. Okay? And according to the rule, the open syllable here, propratonic, becomes shewa. It's reduced. So, kaya nga, the plural of the var is devarim. The long vowel, open, propratonic syllable becomes shortened and now becomes propratonic. So it is devarim. Technically, that is called in grammar of Hebrew pre-tonic. Sorry, ang hirap pala magsulat nito. Propratonic reduction. Okay. when you reduce the vowel because it is in the third position of the tone, from the tone. That's the basic example of forming the plural. From the var, you have devarim. Now, from levab, levab is hard, your plural will be levavot. The plural of levab is oat. It doesn't like the word in, but it's the same rule. You have a sere as a long vowel, open syllable. So when you reduce it, it becomes, when you form the plural, it is levavot. Now, what in this course, what you usually, I do not require you to master the reduction of the vowels because it's really tedious. It's for the professor and advanced students. It is for you not to be magtataka. You will not be asking question, why are these vowels? What are these vowels? Davar, devarim. What happens to that? There is an explanation because the long vowels, the basic rule there is long vowels, open syllables are made to be shortened. Okay? They are shortened because you add something at the end kasi. When you add something at the end of the word, davar, you add im. So the first group, the first syllables there would be reduced. Devarim. That is also in other languages. You have to reduce because you cannot pronounce properly without reducing the vowels. What example can we give? For example, you think of a word and then you see that when you pronounce quickly and you add something at the end, it tends to reduce the first vowels, especially the one that can be reduced. That is the basic lesson there. So this is the classic example. You have to remember that when you add something at the end, like a plural, there will be reductions. And what are the reductions? There are rules for that, which you need to master. But you must realize that this is what happened. Okay? So that is the basic lesson thing that I want you to realize, that when they form the plural of the nouns, they reduce. Okay? There are reductions of the vowels. And the reduction of the vowels can be explained by syllabication. The most common reduction would be the Propratonic reduction. The reduction of the open syllable when you form a 3-syllable words. Like, and the classic example is davar. Davar is word. I want to have the plural, words. You will not say davarim, no, but you will say devarim. You reduce the a into a short vowel. And what is a short vowel? Shewa is a short vowel. So da, instead of saying davarim, you will say devarim. That's the, when I was a student, I simply had to memorize that. Davar, devarim. Davar, devarim. So because that is a basic principle of forming the plural. Okay, so davar, devarim. Davar, devarim. Now, there are nouns that are called segulate, not chocolate, but segulate. What is this segulate nouns? What are these segulate nouns? Segulate noun is when vowels are segol plus segol. 2 segols, one after the other. And there are vowels like that. Sorry, there are nouns like that. Melek is a segulate noun. Melek, okay? King. Melek. Okay. Now, notice how you pronounce it. Melek. So the segulate noun is characterized by pronouncing the accent on the first syllable. Me-lek. Not melek. Not davar. Davar is not a segulate noun. Siya. So segulate is two segols, okay, one after the other, and therefore your pronunciation now would be melek. Melek. King. Now, when you form the plural, it does not, it follows the rule above. So you will have something like this. Okay. Or is that, sorry. There. It did not give you an example. Melek here. Melek. Okay. When you form the plural would be, okay, I will reduce the vowel from the sere, I will make it, from the segol, I will make it a shewa. I reduce it. Proprotonic reduction. Me, then, however, according to the rule, this will be open syllable. So instead of segol, it will be kamets, mela, and then you have the kim already. Okay. So melakim, melakim. That would be the plural of melek, king. Okay. Hindi siya malakim or melekim or devarim. So it will be melakim. It sounds like that devarim. This one becomes the second becomes, second segol becomes kamets. Melakim. Melek, melakim. That is the segol, the segol, or the segolate noun. Basically, it would be a propratonic reduction. Okay, propratonic reduction. Also, so that's the common phenomenon there. No, when you form the plural, usually you in the plural you add im. You have another syllable. You have two syllables. The var you add im, so you have now three syllables, and the pronunciation now is that the last syllable is pronounced. Okay, devarim, so you reduce. Okay, and then the second syllable, the tonic syllable, becomes open. Kaya nga, devarim melakim. Devarim melakim. Are you given here? And these are examples. Okay. 8.16. Here. Notice the example there. Beget. Beget is garment. Beget. There are only two pieces of garment of the ancient people. Beget. Now, notice the plural. Begadim. Okay. Begadim. The plural. Propratonic reduction. Oh, learn that expression. Propratonic reduction. So that when we were students in Rome, and many were failing, and after the first major test, I think after Easter break in Rome, when I was a student, and we were something like 80 at the beginning when we returned, we were already only 40. And so we used to joke to one another, now the real Proprotonic Reduction has begun. It's really difficult, especially if you are not used to languages. Oh my goodness, you will really kill yourself because it's memorizing every day, analyzing every day. And listening carefully to the explanation. And the professors, they do not explain patiently because they are teaching every day, every year, year in, year out. And what their style is, you review first, exam, and then explain. That's their style. You know? They will not explain the lesson. You learn the lesson by yourself, memorize whatever you can do, have the examination, have the test, and then saka pa lang explanation. So they will have a good life because they would only explain now based on the questions. Unlike what we do here, I explain, then test. The other way. So it's the other way around. We do the test first and then explain. So, okay, begadim. Okay, notice the reduction. No? Now, as I told you, don't be anxious, don't worry. You will not be asked to form the plural. No. Just be able to recognize that this is the plural. And why are the vowels like that? Because there is an explanation for it. Direct. What is direct? Important word in the in Hebrew and even in the Gospel of Mark, for example, way, daan, road, which is feminine in form, in feminine gender. Direct is way, or conduct, moral conduct. And notice the plural, derakim. Okay? Notice that. So, davar, devarim. Just remember that kind of formation. Davar, devarim. Or melek, melakim. That Propratonic reduction. Zebach is sacrifice. You have mastered the word zabach. The priest has sacrificed the horse. Most of you got that in the examination or in the assignment, homework. Zabach. The noun for zabach is zebach. Notice how I pronounce it. No? Zebach. It is also segolate. Even though the sound is a, it falls under the segolate category. So most segolate nouns are segol-segol, meaning tatlong ganyan. However, there are segolate nouns that is not always a segol. And one of them is zebak. Zebakim is the plural. Slaughterings or sacrifices. Zebak. So, okay. Or now, how about eretz? Eretz. Okay. What is eretz again? Some of you said land, some of you said earth. So, better in the book of Genesis is earth. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the land. Some of you wrote that. you made another translation. Huh? In the beginning, God has created the heavens and the land. Of course, that there's earth there, but of course, it's not wrong. It is simply not the right context. Eretz can be land, can be earth, but in that context, it's earth because it is in contradistinction with heavens, or in parallel with heavens, and it is feminine. Okay, Eretz is feminine form. Feminine gender. Notice how I pronounce it. Eretz, it's segol, segolate. Now, the plural, is the plural, it's feminine, so you have the feminine ending, oath. Okay. But notice the reduction. Aratsot, not eratsot, because, okay, a guttural like aleph cannot have a shiwa under it. Okay? The shiwa is not preferred. What is preferred is the khatep shiwa, okay? The sound. So eretz. Now remember that the bar de barim. But once you go to eretz, it is aratsot. Now, I will not ask you to form that, but when you see this in sentence, in a sentence, I will give you a sentence like this. You will have 2 hours looking for the meaning of that. And then I will mark you late. Or, I mean, a Google Classroom mark you late. Because you are one word and you will be spending a lot of time looking for this. Even if you will not find in the dictionary, because it is the plural of eretz. Okay? So that's why I said, just see the root, spot the root there. What is this? This is oath. It must be plural of something. Then, because of this eretz. Okay. So, now, as I said, the tip here is to remember always the plural of davar word is devarim. Davar, devarim. There was one time, I forgot already, I think some years ago, it was that, there is a class, there is a t-shirt which says Davarim. The seminarians are too excited to have a t-shirt called Words. Words. Kaso, ginamit nila Davarim. I said, what lesson is that in Hebrew? No, wrong Proprotonic Reduction. So, kasi plural daw ng davar. Oh, yes, but there is a rule in forming the plural, and that is the Propratonic Reduction. With 1 syllable, it's easy. No? But with 2 syllables, you have the rule. 1 syllable, I just have some of these changes. Unpredictable, meaning no explanation, just like variants. Variants of vowel changes. May mga variants. And what we did when I was a student is just simply to memorize them. For example, the plural of Isha is Nashim. Some of you were caught in the mistranslating. In the second question of the assignment is Ha-anashim. And some of you placed the women have eaten. Nashim is women. So they did not read carefully. So Isha, Nashim is the plural. For the men, Anashim. It's unpredictable. I mean, no explanation at all why it's like that. Yeah? So Ish is man. Plural is Anashim. There is Aleph. Okay. Isha is woman. Plural is Nashim without the Aleph. Next word is Bat. Batsheba. Daughter. Notice the plural. Banoth. No explanation why it's like that. Banot. Just have to memorize it. When you see Banot, what is this? Banot. Ben. Ban. Or you might think it's son or sons. Ir. Arim is the plural cities. Now, most of you got it. No? We dwelt, we inhabited the cities. That's the best translation. because there is no in there. Some of you said, we dwelt in the city. That's also okay, but there is no in yet. No? We did not still study the preposition in. What you studied is the direct object. Kaya, strictly speaking, you would have said, we inhabited the cities. Some of you said, we inhabited the mountains. They confuse harim. Harim is the mountain. This is arim, ear, plural of ear. Ben, Ben is son. And the plural of Ben is banim. Okay? Banim, sons. Plural of bat is banot, daughters. Bayit. Now notice how I pronounce it. Bayit. Not bayot, but bayith. Bayith is house. Bahay. Houses, batim. Notice the double T there. Dalawang T. Batim. Dagesh forte. Batim. Okay? Houses. So, bayit is house, batim is houses. Yom is day. Okay. Now, the plural. Notice the plural. Yamim. Yamim. Okay. Yamim. Unpredictable. You just have to get used to it. Yom is day. And the plural is not yumim or yumot, but yamim. So, notice the tip of this textbook. These are best memorized as encountered, or you get used to it. Meaning, if you don't memorize it, at least you recognize that once you see this, right away, you know where it is coming from. Otherwise, I should said, it will take you eternity to figure it out where it is coming from. Unless you, oh, Nashim, what is this Nashim? Nashim. From Isha. Isha. Because in vocabulary, you only learn the singular, not the plural. And these are unpredictable plural form wherein vowels are changed. Okay? But in first, the nouns, best to understand that when we form the plurals and there are two syllables, the rule is Proprotonic Reduction. The vowels that are open and not accented are reduced. They are reduced to shawa or to, depends, hatep shawa if it is guttural. But most of the time, you will have the Propratonic Reduction, which is the normal consonants, not the gutturals. Okay. Now, any question before we go to the vocabulary? Okay. Again, ulitin ko, two things to remember. One is the Propratonic Reduction and the segulate. Segulate nouns, they also are categorized as, when they form the plural, following the Propratonic Reduction. Beged, begadim, derek, derakim, zebak, zebakim. Now let's go to the vocabulary. Most of them are prepositions. Para makabuo na kayo talaga ng sentence. Prepositions. The before. Prepositions have no gender, number, or what else? Gender and number. They are not covered by gender and numbers. Whether it's plural or singular, feminine or masculine, they are the same preposition standing like that. No? Before is lifne. Okay? Lifne. Lifne. That's before. So this is before. Lifne. From is min. Min is from. Ani, I, min, ha, Filipinim. Maybe something like I am from the Philippines. Ani, min, from. Al is on. So I'll put something on the table that is al, on, or on account of, but suffice to say on. That's the preposition on. With is im. In, with. Remember, Emmanuel. Immanuel. In, you have the in there, no? In. Manu is we. Okay. You have the anachnu. El is God. So God with us. In. Very, so then opposite of al is under. Underneath is tahat. Notice the pronunciation. Tahat. Not tahat, but tahat. Okay. Tahat. To is L when it's about movement. Okay. I am going to Manila. I'm going to Tagaytay. Or sometimes we say for the sake of, but better this to as motion. To as motion. L. That's L. Okay. In is be. Shua. Bereshit bara Elohim. See? Be in the beginning. Okay. So you see this is the first word in the Bible. Be, a preposition. Bereshit, bereshit. The reshit is beginning. Bereshit. So be is in, preposition in. Within is betok. Okay? Betok. Within. Sa loob, within, betok. Ke, like. Mika. I was lecturing on the book of Micah. Mika. Who is like? No? The Lord, for example. So me is who. So me, ke is like or as or according to. And to or for, which means the dative, I give to you this book, to, that's le. Okay? I give to you this phone, le. Motion, L. I am going to that place, is L. Okay? And motion is, and le is, or for, is something like the dative case, indirect object. Something, but it's not always that one. But just to have a kind of framework to easily to get used to using it in the distinguish between the two, which is the motion, and the to, which is the indirect object, or what we call in Latin the dative case. Okay. Now notice some pronunciation here. The final vowel is lifne, is pronounced the same as sere, A, as in hey, is long, and is called sereyod. Sabi niya. Yung A plus yod is pronounced as hey, lifnei, so a pronoun lifnei, and that vowel is called sereyod. So lifnei, you pronounce it, you pronounce the yod there, sere and yod or sereyod.